Today is my birthday and we are going camping. So today's a lot of firsts. It's the first time we're going Jeep camping. It's the first time we're taking Redford camping. And it's the first time that we're going to sleep in the Jeep. This is a big switch from, oh, hi Redford, from our usual backpacking, because this is a ton of stuff. We don't usually go car camping. It's a lot of stuff.
We might not do this next time.
Maybe backpacks next time. This is
we'll put everything in there.
It's a lot of stuff.
But try.
Oh, it's our first time camping at Cheesequake State Park, because it's one of the dog-friendly campgrounds. Okay, leaving the tiny house. It's not bad, a little bit of parkway traffic, but no worse than at home. This was our shakedown camping trip for 2019. It was our first time getting our gear out and getting to go camping, but it was also the first time that we were using this backpack with Redford. We are planning on doing some backpacking trips, and we wanted to do just a shorter, easier hike to try out his harness and the saddlebags that go with it to see if he was pretty comfortable with it and to make sure that it fit him well and just kind of get him used to carrying a little bit of weight so that when we go on a night or two of backpacking, he would be ready. Redford seemed like he acclimated to wearing the harness pretty quickly. He seemed happy. This trip was also the first time that we got to actually use our awning. If you've seen our other videos, we purchased this awning for our camping trip that was supposed to happen in the fall of 2018 when we were going to go to West Virginia and North Carolina. But Hurricane Florence came and hit that direct area, so we ended up doing Colorado instead. Once we had our camp all set up, we drove over to the opposite end of the park to check things out. The main road of the park goes directly underneath the parkway, and that connects the two halves. On this side, there's a lake with a swimming beach. It was pretty crowded. We were going to go hiking at the main area that has several trails, but since it was Memorial Day, the parking area was full. We ended up going toward the White Trail, which is a little bit less used, and they had open parking spots. So this ended up being Red's first hiking trip that he got to wear the saddlebags for his backpack.
Good.
You didn't like my stick selection. This is nice. I could get used to this. I don't have to carry anything. It's funny, I wonder how many times we've driven past here on the parkway and not realized.
It's exit 120.
Yeah, exit 120. We were right by the park. Oh, hello, Redford. Hi. Oh, hi.
I'm on the parkway. Putting things in your saddle.
The pack mule. we decided that we really liked the Roughwear backpack. We decided to get this one because it comes in two pieces. There's the harness that fits underneath, and then when you're ready to go, you can put the saddlebags for the backpack right over the top of it. The two pieces fit together. So it's really nice to transition back and forth. But once we got back to camp, of course, it was time for coffee. And we were happy that we decided to bring our regular backpacking stove so that we could just boil water more quickly without having to turn on the whole grill. And we were camping in luxury, so we brought our regular French press that we use at home so that we could enjoy some really good coffee while we were relaxing after our hike. And after coffee, it was time to set up the hammock.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This camping trip was the first time that we were actually going to get to sleep in the Jeep instead of using a tent. And last fall when Patrick got the Jeep, he was actually looking specifically for a vehicle that would be good for folding down the back seats and putting our sleeping bags in there so that we could use it for car camping trips, especially when we bring Redford. We found out by watching other YouTube videos that you can take a bug net and put it over the top of the Jeep and leave the tailgate open or leave the windows open, which works really, really well. One of the new things we got for this trip was our Weber grill. And the Weber is nice because it actually works with the small Coleman propane cylinders. And we were in ShopRite last night trying to get some food for the trip, and we weren't sure what we were going to cook when we saw this like frozen meal thing. So it's not really supposed to be cooked on a grill stovetop. I think it's supposed to be microwaved or like cooked in the oven. But we figured it's just like pasta and chicken and mushrooms, so we're gonna try this for dinner. I'm glad we took a chance and tried to cook this on the grill because it was one of the best camping meals that we've had. It was great throwing all the ingredients into the cast iron skillet, closing the top of the grill, and then everything just got to cook and marinate together, and it ended up being one of our favorite camping meals that we've ever had. So we would definitely do this one again. The next thing on the agenda was to set up the back of the Jeep to actually be able to sleep in there. We brought both of our backpacking sleeping pads. They're just inflatable, about 2-inch thick pads, and we use that as the bottom. Folded the back seats of the Jeep all the way down, and then put some things underneath the headrests so that our pillows would stay lifted, and that way we had enough room that we could really stretch out completely. And then I put a mattress topper on top of that. We brought some blankets and our pillows from home. And this ended up being rather bulky, trying to fit everything into the Jeep when we were moving. I think next time we might just use our sleeping bags, which will make it a little bit easier. Redford and I have retreated into the Jeep because the mosquitoes just got crazy. Poor Redford, he has, I don't know if you can see it, he has welts all over him where they were biting him. So yeah, they were like swarming him. I couldn't get them away. And then I was getting really itchy, so we came into the Jeep. We're using the protection of the bug net. Even the fire, like we tried bug spray. I was sitting by the fire. I put Redford by the fire. Nothing was working. It was like as soon as the sun started to get low, the mosquitoes went nuts. It was fine during the day.
Yeah.
They were just going crazy. Patrick's out there just being eaten alive. I'm gonna have to start feeding you Benadryl.
Sweet. Nice.
We're relaxing in the bed. I think Redford likes it. He seems quite cozy. He's like, this is my style of camping here.
This is a better alternative, in my opinion, for a teardrop. Teardrops, you need spend probably what, another $5,000, registration, insurance, another license plate maybe. This is all in one and done, and you have a sunroof, so, and a dog on your pillow.
Yeah. Oh, look how cozy this Redford is. I don't know. He's literally sleeping on your pillow. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you can get cozier than that. Yeah, this is pretty sweet. And it is mosquito free in here, just so you know.
Well, I want to drink my beer first.
Okay. Alright.
Well, coffee.
Coffee. Definitely not beer. One of the reasons that Patrick ended up getting the Jeep is because of the room in the back that we would all be able to fit and stretch out pretty well, but also because of the gigantic sunroof. When you're sleeping inside the vehicle, having the whole top open or being able to just look up and see the sky and the trees makes it a little bit less confined feeling. Watch out, Red.
Watch out.
Get back. Come on. Get back, get back. Let him in.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Greetings from Monkey.
You're safe from the mosquitoes.
Thanks.
What do you think?
This is different.
Oh, there we go. We all fit. It's the first time all three of us have been in here.
Yeah, he's comfy.
Does this work?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We woke up and it was just starting to rain. So Pat felt some of the rain coming through the sunroof, so we had to close it. And then it was a good time to get up anyway. We slept kind of late. But all in all, I think sleeping in the Jeep was pretty successful for the first time. Yeah, we gotta put more stuff behind the seats so that our pillows don't fall in. And yeah, but I think it was, oh, and we need a bigger bug net, because I think the other one that we used fit over the car better than this one that we brought. I didn't realize it was smaller. But the canopy is doing great now with the rain. That's a huge help so we can make breakfast. Red doesn't really care, he's just, oh, that he threw on the ground. But he did really well at night. I thought he was gonna bark at sounds and stuff more. I think he only woke me up maybe twice because he heard a noise, and then he settled really well. I think the key is just to making him comfortable, because once he got in there and he was on the mat, he was like, okay, I'm comfortable. Pretty sure this is my first time ever camping and having a cooler. We usually just don't fuss with like getting a cooler, getting ice, doing all that stuff. Just because it's a hassle, and we try to keep camping as simple as possible, although this setup probably doesn't look that simple. But it means that we're getting to eat a lot better than what we usually do. Like normally dinner would have been instant mashed potatoes and like a can of corn, because those are things that are non-perishable and we can just cook them real quick on our little portable backpacking stove. But since we just bought the Weber grill, we figured we were gonna kind of do it up and do a nice dinner last night with the linguine with portobello mushrooms and chicken. And then this morning we're actually, like the other campers that I've always seen in campgrounds, we're doing sausage, eggs, cheese, and we're gonna put them on wraps with like onions and tomatoes and that kind of stuff. So this is a whole different world of camp cooking for me. We also figured out that one of the really nice things about having this giant canopy is that this is our water bag, our MSR dromedary bag, so you can just like open it, get water out of it, and then that bag over there is our toiletry bag. So we set up like a little area with all the toiletries, brush your teeth, and we have our lantern hanging up there too, except the bugs were so bad we couldn't really hang out here once it got dark last night. But Pat ordered the screening that'll go all the way around this to make it like a little cabin, and I think just from my personal experience of camping at certain campgrounds, if you're not in a screened-in enclosure, you won't have any blood left in the morning. So I think that's going to be a really important thing for our next few camping trips, just to have screened protection from the mosquitoes. I think it was good that we brought the backpacking stove just for making coffee, because it's a lot easier to get that concentrated flame to boil water on that stove than, I mean, I guess we could do it on the grill if we had a pot. We could just boil the water in a pot.
Yeah, you could do it.
But
you'd be heating the whole thing.
Yeah, I think it's just easier with that. And then you can do that while I'm cooking breakfast.
Yeah.
So then you have my coffee ready.
Well, the one complaint about the Weber is that it doesn't have independent burners.
Yeah, it's like a ring instead of a central burner.
But it makes it easier, and you get that whole less cleanup. If something has to be fixed. But then you got the extra burner anyway.
Yeah, it did great with the cast iron skillet. Like you said, closing the lid, and then the skillet just like heated up. It was great.
That's one thing with the tips for the Weber grill. They say always close
the lid. Yeah.
And but still have it on low, and it can jump up to like 350.
It was higher than that when I was doing dinner last night. I think this is the first time we've brought our full French press with us, the glass French press, because usually we're messing with like the camping French press, and then we're drinking crappy coffee and we're angry.
And I feel weird.
Yeah.
But it's great too, the canisters, the small canisters.
Yeah, the
last pretty long.
Coleman canister there. It's good though. I remember years ago when I went camping with the AMC group, they were saying that if it's raining and you're camping, that means you just like hunker down and eat all your food and drink coffee. So that's exactly what we're doing.
And the tarp thing.
Oh, the canopy is like the best thing ever right now. I don't know what we would have left if we just brought the tent. We would have left. We're just like relaxing and drinking coffee now.
We're thinking for future trips too. I wanted to bring my dad on a trip, but he's a little older, and but getting in and out of a tent would be a pain in the butt for two people, and it'd be more set up. Now in the future, I'm just thinking I'll just get walls for this thing. It's like a modern teepee.
It's a cabin.
Yeah, it's a cabin, and you get two cots, and that's it. Flop it open and put the walls up, and you'll be good. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I think that's
quick.
A good option if you're older and you can't crawl in and out of a tent. Because I mean, we're mid-30s and we still. I don't like crawling out of a tent anymore.
Matter. Yeah, really. And then and I would make an argument of like you go around, you see these complicated big tents, and it takes you about 45 minutes to put up for the family, and the dad's getting mad.
The poles and everything.
The poles. You just get one of these for like, what was it, $300 maybe? I forget what it was.
For the whole setup?
Yeah, probably. Just get one of these, you open it up, and that's it. And you get multiple walls. You can get multiple walls, different walls that work for you, and
screens or solid walls.
Yeah, and it comes with a bag. It rolls. The trick is you roll it to your campsite, lean it up, and pull it out.
Really getting the hang of this camping thing. Fit on the picnic table. Silly. It's really raining now. Whenever I'm making breakfast, if we're camping, I try to make extra. So this is like the eggs, cheese, sausage, and I had a tomato from yesterday and an onion from yesterday, so I fried the onion. I put tortillas in tinfoil, and then I throw everything into the tortillas, and we use that for lunch because it's just nice to have something that was cooked, and it makes sure that we don't have any leftovers. You're fine, Red. And it travels really well because you just wrap it up into the tin foil. Okay, so there is lunch. When we're ready to eat, we'll just throw them, like if we were going hiking today, we would just throw them in the backpack, and then our first rest we would stop and eat them. And usually I'll bring little ketchup packets and little mayo packets that I save up from whenever we go out to eat. And I didn't bring them this time, but that just makes the wraps a little bit better. Even with all the things that we brought on this car camping trip, it was a pretty quick breakdown. And I think most importantly, since it was our shakedown trip for the year, we learned a lot about how we can fix our setup and make it more efficient next time.